Hello, 380 Education 500. Hope you're having a great week. It's Dr. Allen here. A few things. One, if I seem a little excited, it's because we're going to get snow this weekend. I'm recording this on Friday. Also, I stayed lunch, so hopefully I'll be able to get through this without needing too many drinks. You don't care about any of that. Like I say, one take. So we're going to go for it. First things first. I know they're not due until Sunday. They're not all in actually when I'm recording this, but the Google Arts and Culture things have been great. That's really, I know that is not something that everyone will use in class. The actual site does have things across the curriculum. I would definitely check out the actual website. But as far as the art selfie, that's mainly just to kind of get a conversation starter. It lets me at least get a face with a name a little bit. And of course, for other people also in the class, since it's an asynchronous class, we don't meet face to face. It's nice to see everyone. Most people actually on the list I've actually met, I believe, at some point. So I kind of have an idea. But just in case, it's up there. It was supposed to be just a little fun, especially with this first week. The next thing that I wanted to mention, it's been a busy week, I know, for you all. Also been a busy week for me just because of the first week. I should be able to start hammering out and getting the grades as far as the art selfies, which are pretty simple to see if you did it or you didn't. They should be creeping up on the Brightspace base, and so should the blogs. I should have them done early next week. At least that's the plan. If we get snow, I definitely know I'll get them done because I'll probably sit in and get some stuff. All that being said, let's talk about actual technology. We're going to start getting into some part of the class. I'm going to share my screen. First things first, I'm not going to maximize this, but this is our week. It's the 18th. Actually, if you notice, I did start it on, because of technically we're off. Did I do that? Oh, I did. Doggone it. I'll fix that. I noticed on the other ones, I might have to fix some of the next date because I did it a week from Tuesday, but that's on me. I know it says, basically what I'm saying here is Martin Luther King is on Monday. Martin Luther King Day is on Monday. College is technically closed on Monday. We're on an asynchronous course, so I had it started on the 18th. Don't worry about that though. I'll have it open on Sunday. If you want to do what you want to do or get work done on Monday, that is fine. If not, like I say, it's technically the 18th, but I will go ahead and have it open. Sorry, I was a little babbling. I just caught that. So from Monday, 12:01 on the 17th, all the way through to 11:59 the following week on sorry, I'm looking at my calendar to make sure I have it right. It'll be the 23rd. It should be on there, and that's actually right. This week, what we're going to do, we're going to create a website, and I'm going to talk about those here in a few minutes. You're going to have your choice. A lot of weeks I'll have choices where if you're comfortable with another one or you want to give another one a shot, that's fine. I usually default to the tech that I'm most comfortable with or most familiar with. You'll have a blog. Like I say, you will review the website activity. You will have a discussion. The discussion is related to the chapter in Tech Like a Pirate, related to the concept of fail. That's a pretty straightforward read. They're very short chapters. Just respond to the discussion board that should already be up. It'll be good to go. There'll be a link to it in the course content and everything else. Let me see, anything else related to that? I think that's it. So we'll have a website you're going to make this week. You're going to have a blog and you're going to have a discussion post. And without further ado, I want to talk about websites. Well, this is my intro to the websites. I will tell you with the tech itself, we're going to look at either Weebly, Wix. Actually, I don't have it listed on there. A lot of people like WordPress now. That is fine with me if you want to do WordPress, if you're more familiar with that. You're just going to create a small website related to your class. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of having a website. I will tell you, I like Weebly. I think Weebly, once you figure it out, is pretty easy to use. This is probably the tech, though, that I get the most, probably since it's not a live class, probably the most cursing that's done at homes, because it does take a little bit to get used to some of these websites. Oh, you can also use the Google aspect to make the website. So I'll talk a little more about that. Don't get frustrated, though, when we start talking about the tech. You are welcome to email me, and we can, I can help you out and things like that. But I'm expecting some blogs that might not like this. So that's all right. That's all part of the fun after it's done. All right. I did make a small PowerPoint just to kind of pinpoint what you're going to be doing. Okay. Why would you do a website? I will be the first person to tell you this. when you all go into the field, websites seem to be dying out in a lot of K through 12 classrooms, not everywhere, but they do seem to be kind of phasing out, mainly because most school systems now have these learning management systems such as Schoology, Canvas, even here at Shepherd, we have Brightspace, formerly Sakai, all those things, and they kind of take the place of what a website does for your classroom. I'm here to tell you, I know when you first get hired, you're not going to be thinking this and you're going to be busy. I totally understand that. But if you ever do have the time, I think building a website is a nice thing, because if you do switch counties, if you do switch districts, it gives you a home base where all your stuff is. A lot of this stuff, when you put it on these learning management systems, doesn't transfer. So if you're in Berkeley County, then go to Jefferson County, you're going to have a Schoology account, and Jefferson County uses Canvas. So it's two different things. It's just, it gives you a little bit of backup. It's something that I've tried to keep up with. I'm going to show you, I had a website in my class, even though we had a learning management system. Now, I will say this, I started fiddling around with it more when I was like in my 7th or 8th year of teaching. And I just used a Weebly. But, it's a 21st century classroom. There are a lot of advantages for both you and your student. And a lot of these will transcend also to the learning management systems that I was mentioning. Advantages for teachers. It does provide you a paperless classroom. It's more environmentally friendly. Also, accountability. Materials are posted. I love my website because if I handed out something, I usually would have it as a PDF on my website. Again, you can do that with your learning management systems now too, but again, it's also someplace where I can store my things. It helps with differentiated instruction. Assignments can be tiered for enrichment. Maybe you can have different things posted, maybe different assignments. You might even have a different link to a different section of your website for students. It helps with organization and management. I loved it because when I was somewhere, if I couldn't find a copy or find my PowerPoint or had trouble loading it for my learning management system, I could go to my website and maybe load it up. Also, if you're really on the ball, I doubt if you would do this on your website if you have a good learning management system, but you can use it to post newsletters, blogs, announcements. And before I hit the students, I don't get into this too much with this lecture, but I'm lying. I have an example at the very end. I also have my students make websites for some assignments just because these tools are pretty easy and they're free, but I won't spoil that yet. For students, it helps with collaborative learning. You can use in creative ways, allow students to collaborate and communicate on assignments and work. Also, if students are absent, it's posted. Have that under the parents aspect. Provides a home base and a location for information if the teacher is out. And again, it's more of a 21st century type thing. And again, that communication aspect. And I guess this would fall under learning management systems also, or LMSs. They're important. I think I will say this, I've run into students and parents, that I've even just last week, and they were talking about the communication. Listen, I have my faults as a teacher. I think all teachers have certain things that they're good and weak at. One thing that I really tried to get better at towards the end of my teaching career, and just in general, I should say just at the end, is communication. And I think parents do appreciate it if you do keep at least have a location, whether it's a website, Schoology, whatever, that you're posting updates for your class. It just helps. Also, it's good for transparency. It allows parents to find materials and use for home, and it makes parents more on the ball and allows encouragement for them to know, and they can check information and such. A lot of times I'll hear teachers complain about parents not taking an interest, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Now, obviously it does. But also you got to try to meet parents halfway sometimes, and you do have to allow them to have access to materials. Teachers sometimes are very protective about their materials, understandably, in a lot of situations, but you still got to allow parents to, sometimes you got to meet parents halfway. And I know sometimes that can get a little tricky, but I think websites and making sure websites are updated with your materials, or again, if you're going to use a learning management system, if they're updated, that helps so much. If you're timely, you have a rotation when you're posting things and announcements and things like that. So there's a lot of different ones that you can use. There are a lot of tools. All of them have free aspects to them. When you do your assignment, I don't care which one of these you can use. You can use Google, you can use Weebly, you can use Wix. Some schools actually have their own. I don't have it on here because I made it after I kind of started fiddling around with it for a conference that I was in. You can also use WordPress. I think a lot of people actually like that. We're going to focus mostly, I've put Wix because it's very similar, but really we're going to focus on Weebly only because that's the one I'm most familiar with. I'm just going to show you. If you want to use one of the others, that is no problem for this assignment. Both Weebly and Wix, though, are plug and play type websites, meaning you can design them simply by dragging and dropping the tool you want to use. Weebly actually provides numerous student accounts. So if you wish to have your students create a website, you actually can. And I'll show you an example of one that I did with some sixth graders a few years ago. I have my own Weebly site. I have actually still kept it going. That's it. And actually, if you want to see it live in person, let's go back. Well, that's not live in person. That's 380. I was going to show you an example. If you look, I have a few free ones. You can actually pay to upgrade, and I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. You do not need to buy anything for this class as far as Weebly, Wix, anything like that. Just sign up for the free account. You'll go to, if you're using Weebly, you will go Weebly. Oh, sorry, Weebly Education. And there'll be a little spot there that says log in. I know it says I already have a Weebly account, but if you click there, it should take you to, oh, I'm already logged in. It'll have something where it says sign up. Let me just log out. Instead of me just talking about it, let me actually show you. That would be great. Let's go back. Education. Log in. And it should say sign up if you need an account, and it should be free. Something that happens to one or two people every time we do this class, and they were like, you said it was free. Sometimes Weebly, when you go to sign up, will have some sort of weird pop-up thing. It says upgrade your account, and it like overtakes the screen. There is like, it's one of those ones that if you can find the close button, it is there. Or an X button, get out of it. You do not have to pay. There's a free account. It's just a pop-up ad, and sometimes people don't see the closing of it, and it was Kermit the Frog where he starts throwing his hands up in the air. Don't worry about it. It's free. It is. I've gotten numerous emails. You said this was free. This was free. Oh my gosh, I don't want to pay, $20 a month. Not asking you to do that. Just sign up for the free account. And if it does make you or tries to make you pay for something, just fire me an email. I'll walk you through it. But with that being said, my username is actually right there, Shepherd, and my password. And when you go in, you'll have a little things. Like I say, I have a few different ones. Let me go down. There's my site, and it is not anything fancy. A lot of times, as you can see, I taught a lot. Middle school is kind of where I taught most of my career, and I just always built upon it. But I would have that. And that I would put buttons down here. My parents could contact me there, but you could hit that. And I had just loaded, most of the time I just loaded materials up that we were doing in class. If you're a social studies teacher, I usually try to share this with my methods class. If you were in my methods class and I didn't share it, feel free to contact me. I'll send this to you. Some of it, it's just different things related to the content areas. Also, I had some stuff with history, National History Day and all. That was mine. It was nothing fancy, but it was a place to get some information out. Now, let me go back. Whoops. And do I have got a lot of things open here. All right, there you go. So that was my site. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to walk back and show you this here in a few minutes. But what you can do is you can add pages to a Weebly. There's the page button. And actually, I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go to this 380. As you can see, it's right there. That's the home page. It just says Dr. Allen. And you can design this. This stuff is all very weird. Sometimes you got to exit out. And it is going to probably take you about 5 or 10 minutes to kind of figure it out. And there are YouTube videos I'm going to post just in case they might explain it better than what I am. But as you do it, you can add pages. As you can see, I have different ones there. And as you build, what you do, and I'll go back to the PowerPoint, but you will actually have things down here. Some of it is, I have a little more because I do pay a small fee for it. But like if I want to put a YouTube video on there, I literally, see where that blue line is? You drop it. And it should, there it is, videos unavailable because I didn't actually put it on there. I have to click there and add it. I can just cut and paste it in. I can put this video in there. For example, if I want to go to 500, which I don't want to sell anyone with 500 left now. If I want to put like something related to an image or text, like if I want to type something, I can put it right there. And now I will say this is one weird thing. Sometimes when you put the text button in there, the font is white, which I never understood why they do that, but you can simply change the color and it's there. Let me go back to the PowerPoint though. That's kind of where the tools are, and that's how you start to build your site. You will have to play around with it. This is, like I say, this is probably the most intuitive. Well, I don't even know what the right word is. You're going to have to mess around with it. Once you get it, but it's going to take about 5-10 minutes, and it does seem quirky. Again, if you like another one, if you like Google better, if you like Wix better, that's fine, and I'll have videos up for all of them. It's a great place to put PDFs. I used it for files a lot of times. Let me go back to my site, somewhere around there. That's my site. I'm going to close that one out. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's the syllabus. There we go. For example, if I wanted to, this is weddings. This is one I was just building, but not my wedding. It was the sample one. My wedding was many years ago. If you take the file, you can just drop it right here. And as you see, it'll drop there. And then you can click and upload a file. And I'll tell you what you have to do with this. Now, when you get done all this, you do have to hit the publish button because that's how you save it. If you do all this work and don't hit publish, you're probably going to get frustrated. So make sure you hit that. Let me go back here. Whoops. Here's the one thing that drives me crazy with recording like this. There we go. Where did I put that PowerPoint? Did I close it out? Oh, no, it's right there. All right. As you can see, if you want to add a page, right there. If anything you want to add to your website is this. The pages are right there, by the way, where it says home, 8th grade, 7th grade. That's your pages, and they'll go right across the top. There's your students ones. If you do a Weebly, the students' websites are listed right there. Do I have mine still loaded up? Let's go back. Let me see if I can do this. I'll go right there, and there might still be a few on there. Yeah, there's a few in there. You can click them. These are ones I had students make. I have to admit, I haven't looked at them in a long time. It's been a while. So let's hit one and see what it looks like. This could be a disaster. Oh, he did one on Elon Musk. And of course, he has something where he's using a below towards middle school. But as you can see, they did things. I have one that's a little more polished. Probably this is what they talk about, not showing videos in class before you watch them. That's a good example of that. All right. That was when Elon, I'll tell you how long ago that was. That's probably been 6 years ago. I think when Tesla was really starting to go. I think he might have done a reading or a nonfiction reading on it. But anyway, that's where you can see your student websites. Here's an example I had too. I a lot of times did it when they had to pick someone from modern U.S. history. And this was a section on World War I. I had one 6th grade make a short Weebly where they had to do a homepage. They did the Red Baron, obviously. They had to do a bio, and then they had to post a video of some sort, usually a YouTube video about the person. It wasn't anything complicated. Usually took a day or two. The hardest part, if you ever do this with students, is explaining how to get through it. So I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity yet in the field to actually do a form of tech. Sometimes you almost have to plan on one day of instruction on how to use the tech, and you have to bring your patience hat in, as in, I'm not going to lose my mind on this as you explain it to everyone. And then once my students got it, they got it. Actually, students sometimes seem to get it faster than adults. I don't know why, but I've never usually had too much headache with that. I know that's a lot of me babbling, but what do you need to do this week? Well, besides doing the discussion in the blog, you need to sign. It says sign, but it should be sign up for either a Wix, Google, or Weebly education website, or WordPress. Create a brief website using your chosen software and include the following. You need a title page with your name, like mine with France behind it. I'll have my sample posted on Brightspace. I haven't built this week's just yet. I'm going to probably do that tonight or tomorrow. You need a header. i.e. world history, and include one of the following underneath the header, either a link, handout, or whatever. I'm sorry, either a link, a handout, a video related to class you're teaching, or say all that. You need to create a title page, and then you need to create like a sub page with the header, and you need to post something, either a link, a handout, a video, or something. That's really it. I would just want to see 3 aspects to it. Actually, that one that I had up here, imagine this, but you just want a home page, and then I want you to do a sub page, and I want you to post something on there, and then it would be nice if you posted a video. So those 3 things would be kind of what I'm looking for, just to see if you can use the tech. Again, that's kind of the thing with this class. I just want to see if you can kind of figure it out. You can expand as much as you want. If you want to go to town and make an awesome website, go for it. But as long as I see a home page, I want a sub page. So if I'm doing world history, the sub page might be World War II. I want something posted under that World War II one. It can be, a file, it can be a map, it can be an image, whatever. And then I would like you to, I know it's kind of chunky and wordy on there, but I'd like you to put a video of some sort, if you can, on there, even if it's just the link. If it doesn't embed it, that's fine. If you need to attach it as a file and post it on there, that's cool too, just to kind of get used to working with it. If you have any problems, just fire me an email. At Says Sakai, don't worry, that's dated. It should be Brightspace. I'm not going to get into the electronic lesson planning yet. This is something I used to do together. It used to be pre-pandemic. Some of the stuff used to be free. Some of it I have to double check. We are going to get into electronic lesson planning. You're welcome to check it out. You're going to again do that a little bit within the field, but that's it. You're going to create a web page. I know that was a mouthful. There will be videos up for all of them that you can check out. Don't forget that you also have to do your Tech Like a Pirate reading and such. And I'm going to go back to the syllabus one more time and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So we got to do our Google account. Oh, sorry. You got to do your website creation, blog 2, and discussion 2. And I started to say it. Next week, we're going to do Google Classroom a little bit. I have a feeling 99.9% of everyone in here already has a Google account. For next week, you might want to already have one ready to go. If you don't, you can do it. I'm just telling you, by next week, you're going to need a Google account. It also will help with some of the other things because you can just use your Google account to sign into some of this tech. I would actually recommend just going ahead and making it before you do the Weebly, because I believe Weebly will also use Google as a sign-in. Let's go double check. Thought I saw it on there. The sigh of Weebly. They're getting ready to ditch Weebly Education, and it's going to merge just into Weebly, but for us, we're fine right now. I think it says the 22nd. I'm sorry, the August 1st. Oh, there it is. Yep. You go ahead and create a Google account. You can just sign into Weebly with that. Again, though, just to reiterate, plug and play. Don't overthink it. Let me go back in here. I'm going to go into my site. One more time. Edit. And just to make sure we're all on the same page. No pun intended, web page. As you do it, you're just going to have your home page. You're going to hit pages, and you're just going to, as you can see, I have mine right down there. And as you add them, you can title them whatever you want. Just put a file and then a video under one. By the way, I should reiterate, you can put the file and the video under one tab if you really want to. I just want to see that you can use it. That's really what I'm looking for. So there's 3 things you need to do. You need the home page. You need to create the second page. You need to load the file up there. And I guess a 4th thing, put a video up if you can. That's it. And there, and make sure you hit publish. These directions will be posted on Brightspace also. And with that being said, I feel like I'm babbling. I probably am babbling. So I am going to get ready and stop sharing. That is it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And again, there will be there will be YouTube videos up that can kind of help with building all of these. And by the way, this is one other thing that I forgot to mention. this tech rotates, especially during the pandemic. It updates quickly, and sometimes even how you do it changes. I don't think with the websites this is going to happen, but if you are looking at a tech and it looks a little different, it's probably because they did an update, because it seems like they do that a lot during the pandemic. Understandably so. Just email me. Maybe a YouTube video I put up seems like it's a little dated. I do try to rewatch them and make sure. Well, I do rewatch them, and I try to make sure that they're the actual up to date current version of the tech. But just in case, it doesn't offend me if you email me and say, "Hey, this seems a little dated. Do you know what's going on?" I'll take a look at it. So, and with all that being said, hope everyone survived the first week. Thanks for dealing with this wordiness on the websites. I know the websites, I prefer to get it done because it seems to be the one that most people usually end up wanting to strangle me with at the end. And then some people seem to love it. It seems to be, love it or leave it type thing. Anyway, I'm babbling. I'm going to shut this off. Have a great week, everyone.